When it comes to choosing a place for retirement, beachside areas with their ocean views, salt air, and laid-back lifestyle tend to top many lists. Scientific studies have also shown that proximity to the ocean promotes health, and some research even suggests that coastal living increases longevity. While places like Monaco, Turks and Caicos, Bahamas, or Mallorca can be characterized as the best for beachside retirement. However, daily living expenses in these enclaves are quite exorbitant, and if you want to buy a retirement property here, it can easily cost millions. In hindsight, for a more practical retiree, settling in and buying property in such areas is a bit daunting. So, in this video, we have listed places where an average retired couple can reside generously under a monthly budget of around $2,800 to $4,000 US. That too without compromising on entertainment, services, and accommodation. These beachside areas are some of the best to retire overall, as they boast everything from pleasant weather to world-class healthcare. With all this in mind, here are the best places to retire by the beach. Number 12. The island of Sardinia, Italy. The second largest island in the Mediterranean, Sardinia has almost 1,250 miles of coastline, which is around a quarter of the entire Italian shoreline. It features dozens of distinct beachside towns, cities, and fishing villages, all with their own characteristics. Its capital city of Cagliari is the main point of interest for most retirees. The city's main beach is the 8-kilometer-long Poeto Beach, located just minutes from the center, popular for its white sand, beach clubs, and vibrant, shallow waters. Besides the beaches, Sardinia has everything you could ever want: dense forests, tall mountains, wholesome villages, fresh produce, and delicious food and wine. As an appointed blue zone, the island is home to one of the highest percentages of people over the age of 100, making it a popular destination for retirees. Being one of the oldest land masses in Europe, the island is no stranger to longevity and preservation. Whether it has something to do with the food or maybe even the water, there is something about Sardinia that attracts retirees from all around the world. Non-EU citizens can retire in Sardinia by securing Italy's elective residence visa. Number 11. The Canary Islands, Spain. If there's one place on Earth where you can lose all sense of time, it's the Canary Islands. With 8 islands, wildly varied landscapes, and more shades of sand than you ever thought existed, the beaches in the Canaries are a giant playground for sun-seeking adventurers and dedicated ocean dippers. The islands of Tenerife, Gran Canaria, and Lanzarote tend to be the biggest draw for visitors, expats, and retirees alike. Despite being in one giant archipelago, the terrain, the atmosphere, and the climate of each one of these islands varies from one another. Getting to and around the islands is very easy. Multiple airlines operate regular international flights to its 6 international airports. While the local ferry and inter-island flight network keeps the archipelago tightly linked and retirees can move between the islands smoothly. Living costs are moderate by European standards. Usually a monthly budget of $1,600 to $2,200 is more than enough for a single person. Rent takes the biggest chunk out of this sum, and fresh produce is reasonable thanks to the local agriculture, though imported specialty goods can be pricier. Its residency process for retirees mirrors mainland Spain's national system, with pathways such as non-lucrative visas for passive earners or retirees, which once granted unlock the full benefits of EU infrastructure, safety, and quality of life. Number 10. The Maldonado Department of Uruguay. Thanks to its excellent healthcare system, well-developed infrastructure, and lowest crime rate in South America, Uruguay has emerged as a prime destination for retirement. Retirees here usually base themselves in its capital city of Montevideo, or on the coastline of Maldonado. The department's beaches have been hugely popular tourist destinations for over a century. The seaside city of Punta del Este boasts the country's most famous beaches and is often touted as the Rio of Uruguay. Besides the main city, it features smaller towns and coastal communities that are rather relaxed away from the hustle and bustle. Cost of living fluctuates throughout the year, but prices for monthly and yearly rental housing is rarely affected. Rent for a studio apartment in Punta del Este starts from $800, while groceries, amenities, and services can rack up to $1,200. So in total, a monthly budget of around $2,000 to $2,500 is more than enough for a beachside retirement here. When it comes to visa policies, Uruguay offers permanent residency to retirees who can demonstrate a stable foreign monthly pension or income of approximately $1,500. Number 9. The Leeward Islands. The Leeward Islands are a northeastern subgroup of the Caribbean's Lesser Antilles, starting from Puerto Rico to all the way to Dominica. These islands are renowned for their crystal-clear waters, powdery white sand beaches, and verdant rainforests. Each island, whether independent or a territory of a far-off country, has something unique with a blend of African, European, and indigenous influences. Some are more suited to families, others are ideal for partygoers and water sports enthusiasts. All of the Leeward Islands host their own residency and investment programs. In some, you can acquire a residency simply by demonstrating self-sufficiency, while others offer the chance to obtain citizenship by making a real estate investment. The cost of living also varies from one island to another. The Virgin Islands tend to be more expensive, while Dominica, Guadeloupe, St. Kitts, and Nevis are more affordable. As a whole, this region is perfectly suited for beachgoers and maritime buffs with its consistent trade winds, calm anchorages, and a wide variety of islands within easy reach. Number 8. Bali, Indonesia. Indonesia consists of more than 17,000 islands, and Bali is its most visited and sought after out of all of its islands. Bali's natural allure is undeniable, especially when it comes to its beaches. But not all of its beaches live up to the hype. Some are packed, others are rough, and a few are just straight up overrated. Nevertheless, when you know where to go, you'll find soft sand, swimmable water, scenic cliffs, and enough variety to keep everyone happy. Its coastal side of Seminyak is the most popular among remote workers and retirees. There's a very large international community here and almost everyone can speak proper English. Means that you wouldn't expect any difficulties in communication. In addition to that, your money stretches farther here so you can live a luxurious lifestyle for pennies on the dollar. You could stay in a 2-bedroom villa that comes with a private pool for under $1,000 a month. Besides accommodation, other necessities like groceries, utilities, and services, such as private health care, are also priced nominal. Long-term retirees can avail its renewable Kitas visa by demonstrating a monthly income or pension of $1,500. Number 7. The Philippines. Featuring a massive coastline and more than 7,000 islands, there is a growing trend of North Americans spending their golden years in the Philippines. With its crystal-clear turquoise waters, powdery white sand beaches, and vibrant marine life, it hosts a plethora of beachside cities that cater to every beach lover. Besides their incredible scenery, most of the best beaches in the country display lots of opportunities for water sports and scuba diving, and many of them are also lined up with well-renowned resorts and other facilities that gives the residents a budget-friendly yet amazing experience. Moreover, affordability is a big perk of retiring in the Philippines. The cost of living here is way less than the likes of Thailand and Vietnam. For accommodation, one can easily find a decent, well-furnished apartment in any of its coastal parts for under $600 a month. Plus, groceries, general services, and other amenities also cost way less. Aside from the living expenses, obtaining a long-stay visa as a retiree is very easy here. The applicant can acquire residency just by depositing a sum of $20,000 in a local bank account. This visa grants the retiree indefinite stay with multiple entry privileges, as well as exemption from tax on annuities and pensions. Number 6. Costa Rica. Beachside living is one of the top reasons for retirees and nomads relocating to Costa Rica. Many of its beaches are even lined up with everything a retiree needs for a comfortable life on the shores without any worry. This includes well-equipped amenities, hospitals, and other modern-day services. However, retiring in Costa Rica has gotten expensive and is projected to increase even more in the upcoming years. But then again, it is still not as expensive as other top beachside areas, like California, Bahamas, and Florida. As a matter of fact, living expense in most prime areas are almost 45% lower than those in California. Lastly, it hands out several visa options for retirees and individuals seeking to live for long term. The most availed option is the Pensionado program, which requires proof of a lifetime pension of at least $1,000 per month. Number 5. The Yucatan Peninsula. Bisecting the Gulf of Mexico and the Caribbean Sea, Yucatan is the largest peninsula in Central America. It is made up of 3 Mexican states as well as coastal parts of Guatemala and Belize, though for most people the name evokes the Mexican states with their beaches, colonial towns, and Mayan ruins. The whole peninsula is easily accessible, with international airports in Cancun, Mérida, and Belize City. The Mexican side, near Cancun, Tulum, and Playa del Carmen, is home to the highest international retirees. Therefore, it is more expensive. On average, a couple needs at least $4,000 a month. In contrast to Mexico, Belize remains cheap, as most retirees staying in Belize rarely spend over $1,600 a month. But then again, Belize lacks behind in modern-day services. Healthcare is well developed in the Mexican side of the peninsula, with cities like Mérida and Cancun equipped with modern hospitals and specialist clinics, as well as private care, which is affordable by international standards. Safety standards are also different across the region, but the peninsula is considered one of Mexico's more secure parts, with active international communities that provide a social base for newcomers. Number 4. The Aegean Islands of Greece. The Aegean Islands are a diverse collection of Greek islands scattered across the Aegean Sea, located between mainland Greece to the west and Turkey to the east. Formed by tectonic activity and volcanic processes, these cluster of islands are divided into 7 main island groups. Connectivity is good on the main islands with frequent ferries and seasonal or year-round airports on Rhodes, Mykonos, and Santorini. Yet, smaller islands rely mainly on ferry links. Similarly, healthcare is buoyant across the larger islands, but for specialist treatment, people sometimes travel to Athens. Buying real estate can be sensible where demand is steady, but consider renovation costs, island logistics, and seasonal markets. Language is rarely a barrier in tourist towns because many locals speak English, but in quieter villages, learning basic Greek and joining local life are crucial for integration. As a guideline, a modest couple can live comfortably on a quieter island for roughly $2,000 to $3,000 per month, while popular islands often require more than $4,000 a month. Number 3. Southern Italy. With a coastline that stretches over 4,000 kilometers from the cliffs of Campania to the blue shores of Puglia, the volcanic soul of Sicily, and the tranquility of Calabria, southern Italy features some of the best beaches on the Mediterranean. Getting to and around the whole south is easy, with airports in Naples, Bari, Brindisi, Palermo, and Catania connecting to the rest of Europe, while trains and motorways thread along the coastlines. The cost of living is different across the chart. Touristic hotspots like the Amalfi Coast, Sorrento, and the island of Capri are its most expensive localities. But apart from these tourist zones, as a whole southern Italy is very cheap to live in. Seaside living in Sicily, Puglia, and Calabria is very nominal, with average monthly spendings barely crossing the $3,000 mark for a retired couple. In general, rent, food, amenities, and daily services are reasonably priced, though service sector still lags behind, and sometimes one has to commute to central or northern Italy to avail first-class health care. That being said, lifestyle and atmosphere in southern Italy is very healthy and active. As a matter of fact, this part of the country frequently records the highest life expectancies in Europe. Number 2. The Algarve, Portugal. Portugal is pure magic across all 35,600 square miles. However, there's a part of the country that is particularly magnetic: the Algarve. Here, retirees can spend their golden years amidst the sun-drenched beaches paired with fantastic cuisine, world-class golf courses, and laid-back surf culture. Even though the region is extremely popular, many of the beachside towns and communities are sheltered from civilization by the beautiful cliff and rock formations, so it doesn't feel so built up. On the downside, living costs in Algarve have risen up significantly in the last 5 years or so, and being a popular holiday spot means rental prices are higher here than in other parts of Portugal. On average, 2-bedroom monthly rentals can start from $1,200 and reach up to $2,500. Eating out and entertainment options are priced high on peak seasons, while groceries and fresh produce still remain fair. For non-EU retirees, Portugal's D7 visa is an ideal choice for those without significant investments. Its main requirements are having a stable, regular passive income, a Portuguese bank account, and a clean criminal record. But beware, the processing time for this visa takes more than 6 months, which is mainly due to high demand and extensive backlogs at the consulates. Number 1. The Costa del Sol of Spain. Whenever you mention the Costa del Sol, the first thing most people will think about is its world-famous coastline, considered by many as the highlight of Andalusia. With almost 100 miles of coastline, it gives plenty of scope for beach lovers, and there are over 100s, ranging from barely accessible coves to those right in front of metro areas. The towns and cities of this shoreline provide an experience shaped by nature, culture, and modern comforts, making this region a magnet for sun seekers across Europe. Hot, dry summers and gentle winters create the ideal conditions for swimming, sunbathing, and outdoor activities. Even in the cooler months, the region's pleasant weather promises a welcoming escape from northern climates. Day-to-day expenses such as groceries, dining out, and public transport are affordable. But what puts the biggest dent in your monthly budget is, as always, housing. Apartments that give direct access to the beach usually start from $1,700. Its areas like Marbella, Malaga, Estepona, and Sotogrande are home to vibrant retiree networks, making it easier to integrate. In terms of connectivity, 2 major airports keep the region well connected to the North America, Europe, and beyond. On the flip side, paperwork for visas, taxes, and residency can be challenging in Spain. Therefore, hiring a jester or a reputable attorney is often worth it. Thanks for watching. If you find this video informative, be sure to leave a like, if not then a dislike, and don't forget to subscribe for more amazing content.